Hey guys, welcome back. Orbomb here, bringing you another episode of our PTCGO live content. Now today, I want to give a huge shout out to, of course, our sponsors like Guardian Gaming, because I don't want to forget. Definitely check them out. If you want a chance to buy yourselves a couple code, use code Orbomb for a chance to get a couple cents off, a couple percent off, I would say. But I want to give a shout outs to this deck idea by them filthy metronomes. I love that username, by the way. But we're playing Celebi Prism today. Now we're playing this crazy deck that I want to call EVOLOCK. It's an evolution-based lock deck. It's a disruption, mill, EVOLOCK, mill, whatever you want to call it. It's a really cool deck. I definitely want to try it out today. This will be my first time playing with it. Scratch that, kind of first time playing with it. We had a couple of games and I made a bunch of changes because I did not... I need you guys to know I have the worst luck in the world. I got 8 tails in a row in one game. And before I made my changes, I had 10 draw spores in the deck. And I went 30 cards deep without ever finding draw spores in 3 games in a row. And then the video was just so bad and was me being so frustrated that I just trashed an hour-long recording. So that's deleted. I can't even bring it back anymore. We're already in, but now we're playing this game today. Before we get into the video, don't forget to drop a like because I'm suffering for you guys and I appreciate the support. And answer comment question day for a chance to win a couple Lost Thunder codes. We're giving away a bunch more because as we're preparing for more things in the future, I'm trying to get rid of all the codes that I have extra laying around. So comment question day is going to be, what is your least favorite playstyle to play? I don't like playing degenerate decks like this right here because it doesn't really feel like I'm putting in a lot of strategy. It kind of feels like it's autopilot. Now there is obviously stall disruption decks that have a lot of strategy. Like you have to have a big brain to play those decks. So I'm not discrediting those decks. It's just not my personal playstyle. Let me know what your least favorite playstyle is in the comments down below for a chance to win some codes. And let's go over it now. Celebi Prism, really cool Pokemon. It's just not. It feels weird because it doesn't feel like a card that's worth being a Prism. Time Distortion. You can devolve any number of your bench Pokemon as many times as you like. Put each evolution card remove this way into your hand. So you can devolve and put them back in your hand as many times as you like as an attack. And usually it's pretty bad because it's your attack return and blah, 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 blah. But in this deck, it's really cool because the whole point of this deck is just locking your opponent down and just trying to disrupt them and mill them out of the game. We have a bunch of stage 1s and even one stage 2 that can really help us win the games without having to take any knockouts. And we're going to go over this deck. So let's do it. I have 1 Ditto because we have a bunch of different stage 1s. Some of them we don't have basics for because we had to make cuts where it was necessary. So 1 Ditto. We have our 2/2 line of Lillipup and Herdier. Herdier uses Treasure Hunt, which is you reuse items. We have like Crashing Hammer, Super Scoop Up, Switching, things like that. So we do want to get items back into our hand. So having access to this Herdier is really good. And once again, we can attack, put the Herdier back into our hand. The next turn use it just over and over and over again. It's like having Devo Spray, but way more broken, but way less broken because it's your attack per game. So we can't do like the Looker Lock thing with the Rangaroo and stuff like that. 1 Delcatty, no Skitty in this deck. We're just using Delcatty exclusively with Ditto. Now, because we're not going to be using Delcatty that often, because what Delcatty does is put 2 supporters from your discard pile into your hand. We usually have to use this maybe every other turn if we're using the supporters constantly, but we don't have to use this every turn, right? Which is why I do like the Delcatty in this deck, because it grabs you 2 supporters from your discard pile into your hand. It's like double versus secret. It's crazy. And then a 2/2 line of Rhyhorn, Rhydon, and Rhyperior. We only use Rhyperior in this deck. Its ability toppling Wind mills the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. And once again, we can devolve the Rhyperior. We have a 2/2 line, so if we have 2 Rhyperiors on our board, we can devolve both Rhyperiors, put them both into our hand, evolve them back up the following turn, and disrupt 6 cards from your opponent's card. That's like a Cynthia. Crazy. That's a lot of cards off your opponent's top deck. So we eventually do that. And because a lot of these decks, like imagine all these stage 2 decks right now, super very heavy combo focused. They have to use a lot of the cards in their deck to get everything going. So like by the time a lot of setups are done, like they're already halfway through their deck. So we can really take advantage of that by spamming Rhyperior. 1 Lycanroc, just there to pull up Pokemon. Also, we are playing Fighting Energy, so we can use cards like Dangerous Rogue GX. Another option you can do in this deck is play cards like Netball and Grass Energy. I'm personally not going that way because the only grass Pokemon we have is Celebi, so whatever. I'd rather have access to Dangerous Rogue, although I might change my mind later, maybe cut down to 4 grass energies, play 1 netball, and then we can use Herdier to reuse that netball to constantly get us grass energies if we need to. So we'll see what I like. Like I said, this is my first day playing this deck. We're getting into the groove of it. When Celebi, like I mentioned earlier, a 2/2 line of Pikachu and Raichu. This is for the EVOShock, which is where the EVOLOCK comes into play. You see that big brain name decking? You know what I'm saying? EVOShock here instantly paralyzes your opponent. So they only have access to like 4 Guzmas, which gives them out of paralysis, which means that by the time that the end of the game is here, they should be running out of Guzmas. Not to mention they have to probably discard Guzmas, or maybe we can mill out Guzmas and stuff like that. So having access to the EVOLOCK can win us a lot of games. I mean, it's literally the main focus of the deck. But that's going to be all the Pokemon. As far as the items go, I'm trying to focus a little bit more on consistency, as well as like just our main disruption cards, right? I'm not playing like Elm in this deck because it doesn't grab us Rhyhorn, and Rhyhorn's a big part of this deck. I'm choosing to play 60 HP Pikachus or 70 HP Pikachus, which are a little bit better. But I guess if you want to, I'm pretty sure there's like a paralysis, a paralyzed Pikachu. This one's a draw card, that's not too bad. Isn't there like a colorless paralysis Pikachu? I feel like that one's also a pretty good option as well. Maybe there's not one, maybe I'm going crazy. What is this one? What set is this one from? Oh, I want that one. It's cute. Oh, I really want that. I mean, I have it, but I want the other one. Is it the promo? Oh, I don't own these promos anymore. Oh, I'm very sad now. It's a cute card. I like cute cards. Okay, no, never mind. There's no... What is Pika Shield? What is this? Oh, what are these cards, bro? I want them. Oh, dude, I want to collect Pikachus again, man. I already sold my Pikachu collection. Rip me. I had to fill up my bank account. Excuse me. The other one is draw a card for 60 HP. I think I'm just going to stick with the 70 HP one. Alright, so anyways, counter catcher. A lot of this deck is based off stranding things in the active and paralyzing it. Oh, excuse me, I had to sneeze there. So counter catcher is really good. 4 Crushing Hammer, of course. 4 Great Ball. We play 18 Pokemon, so Great Ball seems like a good way to keep us consistent. There's a lot of Pokemon we want to get in this deck, so like Great Ball. 4 Nest Ball, of course. No Lilies, no Elms, like I mentioned, so Nest Ball is going to be our engine. 1 Stretcher, 2 Super Scoop Ups. So I want to play 4, right? Super Scoop Up is here in case the Celebi Prism does get knocked out. Now, keep in mind that if we are paralyzing our opponent and we're attacking with Celebi, that means our Celebi is active, which means the only way for our opponent to really knock out Celebi is to switch, which means they have to switch to one of their bench Pokemon. But usually we're getting rid of all the energies off the bench Pokemon, so they're not really a threat to us anymore. And if they Guzma, then the Celebi is now on the bench. So let's say also play Lycanroc, they don't have a way to pull up that Celebi anymore. So in every game, our Celebi will not be knocked out because they're knocking out the Pokemon on the bench instead. So keep that in mind. But Super Scoop Up is here as like a safety net. Maybe we don't need to put down Celebi right now because we only play down Celebi the second we need to start attacking with it, right? So something to keep in mind. I do want to play 4 Super Scoop Ups, but I have to figure out what I want to cut. So we'll figure that out as we continue to play these games. 1 Switch and 2 Timer Balls. 2 Timer Balls is actually really, really good in this deck because you can, I mean, even though I had that game where I literally landed 4 Timer Balls in a row, double tails, and it was heartbreaking. I do find myself constantly reusing Timer Ball with Herdier just to continuously get our board set up. We keep going until our board is set up with everything that we need, and then we can start the combo, right? That's kind of the game plan. So that's the plan there. 4 Cynthia, 1 Gladion. Of course, we are playing a Prism focused deck, so 1 Gladion. Only 1 Guzma because we have the counter catcher, we have the Lycanroc. Honestly, we could probably cut out Guzmas altogether, but Guzma is still pretty useful for stranding things in the active, so we're going to keep 1. Plus, we can reuse it with Delcatty. 2 Judge, Disruption is good against both. This is really good against Granbull, which we did beat the 2 Granbull decks we did play against, which is good, but every other matchup we had was awful. Anyways, enough of the past. 2 Judge, 4 Lily. We are going heavy draw in this deck because I really need to draw. Drawing is how you win this game. Like I mentioned earlier, we were only playing 10. We never found draw spores, even though that never happens to me. I play Mewmore and that plays 10 draw spores, and I always am out of it except for 1 game. So like, whatever. So instead of 10, I'm playing 12 now. I added a Tate and Liza as well. Tate and Liza also gives you access to switch, which is pretty handy. We're playing 2 Plumeria just for more energy disruption, and plus Plumeria is like best girl, so that's pretty cool. And 1 Team Skullgrunt to go with Plumeria. And then we have 5 basic energies. We don't need that many, only enough to like get us throughout the game. Obviously our only attacker like throughout the entire game is going to be Celebi, but with the fighting energies, we can use Lycanroc, GX attack, so I feel like 5 is enough to get us there. Anyways, that's going to be the deck, guys. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a couple of games. Ooh. Let's see if we can actually win some. I do really like the concept of the deck, even though I'm not a big fan of playing like these style of decks. It's so interesting, right? Like being able to constantly reuse these evolution-based attackers without Devo Spray in format. Like imagine if Devo Spray was in format. This deck would be kind of wild. Because then you could do the Oranguru Looker engine, and then you have Devo Spray, and then like, there's so many decks that just can't handle it right now. But anyways, we found a game. Oh, one thing I do want to mention was I was playing Muck in this deck, but I feel like Muck is not good because you're constantly reusing your Ditto, right? And if Muck's on the board, you're not going to devolve the Muck. So It's a good thing we're going first. Going first is kind of big in this deck. So, can we get some good leads? No, we can't. Unfortunately. All right, well, now he gets to see our strategy, so that's kind of bad. We do have quite a few basics in this deck. We have 2, 2, 1, that's 5. 5 basics, and then we have our Selby, which is 6. I know we have more. Whatever. Oh, we have like 2 Rhyhorns, that's 8. Who do we lead with? I think we lead with Pikachu, but at the same time, Rhyhorn's like way more expendable because we don't have a draw supporter in hand, so I guess I'll lead Rhyhorn. I mean, Rhyhorn's the mill aspect, but right now our focus is all about like disruption, right? Okay, we got a draw supporter, so that's good. So you have to find switch. Maybe I should have led Pikachu, but whatever. We're already here. We'll go in. There's a Herdier, we got a second Pikachu, and we have a switch in hand, so all you have to do is draw. And hopefully we can find ourselves another draw supporter. There's 11 more in the deck, assuming on our prize, so we're just kind of chilling right now. And yeah. So we're playing against Zoroark. So the good thing about playing against Zoroark is that they have a lot of things. Oh, if they play the one that spreads damage to evolve Pokemon, I guess that's not bad, because if we are devolving constantly, it's actually not going to affect us at all. But if we don't devolve, then that's going to be pretty bad for us. All right, Lycanroc is a huge threat because he can rock around our boy. This was past for now. He can eventually knock out our Prism, our Celebi Prism. So of course the worst matchup is our first matchup, but it's fine. It's just how it be in Orabomb Industries. It's just how it be. Because we're never taking prizes, he can't really use counter gain, which means Lycanroc has to have 2 energies to attack us. So as long as we can constantly disrupt that, we should be okay. The problem is now he can just take a knockout with Zoroark, and that's just going to be a thing he can do for the rest of this game. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully he just whiffs every turn. Luckily, we are playing against Zoroark, so as far as the mill aspect goes, we might be able to succeed, but if he gets a DC here and takes a knockout, which it looks like he's going to, oh no, he's not going to, then that's going to be kind of bad. Judge, I will take Judge. Please land. Yes. I'm actually gonna, no, I shouldn't play Switch. Actually, you know what, I will play Switch, because I don't want now that I know he's like going deep into his deck, I definitely don't want him to, I keep talking about, I'm not finishing my thoughts. I'm gonna hold on to that actually. I don't want him to knock out my Rhyhorns because I feel like they're gonna be like the key to winning. No draw supporter again, but it's fine. We have Plumeria that can get rid of DCs if we need to. So I'm gonna keep my hand relatively thick, but at the same time we have access to Counter Catcher, so that's gonna be pretty useful too. I don't know how many Guzmas this deck will play, probably like 2 or 3, just because he's playing Lycanroc, so I don't think he'll play that many Guzmas. But he has all 3 Zoroarks down now, so he's gonna keep drawing. And I'm okay if he knocks out Pikachu, but as long as we can get out our strategy soon, I'm pretty set. We did not use our switch yet. He's continuing to draw. There's his DC that he's looking for. Plumeria will be able to help us a little bit here. Maybe I should play Faba. Faba instead of Plumeria? I actually kind of like that idea. I don't know. I mean, the problem with this deck, and the reason why I'm not playing Ultra Ball, right, is because, oh, he has Macargo down. That's going to be very frustrating. Is because... I'm playing... The original why I'm not playing Ultra Ball is because it's really hard to discard in this deck. And there's the beating. He's going to take a knockout. Counter Catcher, do your thing, my dude. Also, let me top deck an energy, please. My sister is yelling. I apologize for that, guys. Oh, Lycanroc, not useful at all. This is 3 retreat, right? Yeah, come here. Come here, child. And we'll pass. Alright, let's see if we can get out of this sticky situation. Is there no card? I guess we could play like Acrobikes, but that's, once again, it goes back to the whole, there's not many cards I want to put in the discard pile in this deck. See, the problem now is that he'll just find Guzma every turn. Oh my god, whatever. How is this? This is like potentially the worst matchup ever, but it's fine. We'll survive, I guess. We won't survive, by the way. We just won't. Ooh, boy. There's Pikachu, so no more locking for me. So maybe I should play my Nest Ball down for Dittos. I should have probably done that in the beginning, knowing that he's gonna pull this off. It's fine. We'll survive. Maybe. Probably not. Herdier, what can you do for me, actually, Herdier? grab me a counter catcher, I guess. Forcibly make him reuse his shenanigans, his Guzmas. I don't want to put down Ditto now because if he Guzmas again, then it will just Ditto. He'll target the Ditto and that'll be bad. All right, so we're going pretty nowhere right now. I feel like I need like 20 million draw spores in this deck just so I can constantly have one. But if we have too many draw spores, we'll never find the other cards that we need, right? So like, it's just this forever nightmare. this forever nightmare. Obviously, I don't want to play down Lele in this deck because that's just asking for trouble. Let's see that other Guzma. I don't know why he evolved up in the Lycanroc. What's he planning on doing with that? Are you going to attack with Lycanroc? Because that's a horrible idea. Whatever. I'm assuming this is... I'm just going to go off the assumption right now. That's his last Guzma. And I'm going to get my Ditto here. And maybe I can get lucky. Yeah, we're getting heads at least. Grab Ditto and hope for the best. We have Celebi in the deck. So all we have left is one Herdier. We have to find a stretcher now too. Shuffle back in those Pikachus. No Rhydons yet, no Timer Balls, only one Great Ball I think. No Great Balls yet. Okay, so far so bad. Well, at least we get to show off the bad parts about this deck, which is like, it's so incredibly annoying to play. It's just painful to play this deck, man. Alright, well the problem is he can always just retreat. So I'm gonna get rid of that DC this time. Yep. Alright, DC. Goodbye, I guess. Maybe he doesn't have another energy in hand, right? Best case scenario. He's played down 2 units, 1 fighting, and 2 DCs. So, and no, there it is. We can't win anymore because if he has just one more Guzma, we lose anyway, so. Alright, game 1, complete bust. Let's go to game 2, though. I mean, there's a reason why you don't play these decks right now in format, right? They're not exactly good, but I thought it'd be a lot of fun. Try to see if we can make something like this work. And so far, so bad. It's just awful. Like I said, guys, I'm very frustrated from the first video. It's just rough, right? Because we have to draw. I'm literally gonna start playing Zubstrike in here. I think that's actually the secret to this deck. I'm gonna put in Zubstrike after this, but I'm actually gonna play like Blitzel Zubstrike. I think it's just it's not great because you want like 1 Herdier, you want a Pikachu, you want 2 Rhyperiors, and you want Celebi in the active. There's so much you want in the active all the time that it doesn't feel like it's a good play. But we're gonna go ahead and I think we're gonna put in Zubstrike after this game because at this point, like at this horrible. I mean, look at this. We don't get anywhere, but we have so many ways to find the Zubstrike, like Timer Ball and Great Ball. I mean, I guess it's not so many ways, but it's like a good amount of ways to find the stuff that we need. At least we're getting a couple mulligans here. So we'll go on to game 2 and we'll see if we can like make this work. But we can cut out the Tates. We can maybe cut out, yeah, we can cut out the Tate and Lizas if we play Zubstrike, which is good. I want to keep the Lilies though, I think, because Tate and Lizas, Tate and Lizas is good because we can switch with it though. But I think I'd rather keep the Lilies because Terminal Lily is really strong if we can pull it off. Nice. Alright, so we're going second, which we're playing against Vikavolt though. So the problem with Vikavolt is that we're not gonna be able to disrupt their energies, but we can potentially like shock them to death. So it's gonna be something we try to do here. Nepon, this deck is really cool actually. So you don't, that's actually really cool. I like that. I mean, this might just be Vikabulu and not Vicare. Vikabulu is, I guess Vikabulu is kind of like more of a problem. Yeah, it's definitely Vikabulu. But because they're like playing a lot of pieces in this deck, it's actually pretty good for us because they're gonna thin down their deck for us, and hopefully we can just paralyze consistently and be able to disrupt them consistently, right? So let's see what we can do. So obviously we can't paralyze this turn. We can dump the energy. Let's just play Gladion first. And see what we can find. Okay, we have 2 draw sports prize. Let's just grab Cynthia. Yeah. No point in really doing anything else. I would like to switch out this out of the active, but like we have a Ditto down, so I think we'll be alright. And for the time being, we'll just pass. We have Rhydon in hand. We have Raichu in hand. We don't even need to play Timer Ball yet, which is good. No reason to play. I guess there was kind of a reason to play the thing, but he can't Guzma this turn, right? So unless he has a switch as well, he shouldn't be able to attack me this turn. Unless he gets 2 Vicavolts out, which would be kind of wild. But I won't complain too much if he does. All right, let's see what he can do. I don't want to play Marshadow in this deck either, because I'm just trying to think of like all the cards I can play in this deck. I'm trying to think of the newer stuff. At the same time, I was thinking about Marshadow because I'm thinking about my other decks that I play currently. I think Marshadow would be kind of bad just because like you don't have the bench space for Marshadow. Like I mentioned, you want to have 2 Rhyperiors down, 1 Pikachu down, and then you want a Ditto Prism. The Ditto Prism can become between Herdier and Delcatty every turn. That's 4 bench Pokemon. You want the Celebi and the active. Oh, excuse me. So you have bench space for 1 extra Pokemon at all time, and now I guess we're gonna make it Zebstrika. So yeah, we'll switch this thing around. We'll put Zebstrika in here, but here comes the boy. He might just, yeah, because he can just attack me with Horn Attack if he wants to, but he can't use a draw supporter this turn, so that's pretty handy. But if he wants to use Horn Attack, he can. If he makes us active though, we can start doing Evo Shock shenanigans, so that's pretty good. Let's do this, Raichu. Carry me, my child, my boy. I might just up it up to a 3/3 line of Raichu too, just because Raichu is kind of like the most important card. Oh, he's gonna Vice Grip me, but I have resistance. All right, so that was actually a really smart play on his part, because by him doing that, then he can just evolve this in the future. I don't need to play Timer Ball. I'm gonna play this though. Try to force him to get rid of that energy. We failed it, but that's fine. Okay. I'm gonna evolve this Raichu, because now he can't just manually retreat this to take a knockout, and he's forced to try to find the evolution piece now. So no reason to play Timer Ball quite yet. There's another Pikachu, which is good. We don't have a switch, so I'm not gonna get Celebi quite yet, but we can get Celebi next turn. We have Delcatty here that can get us Cynthia as well, which is really good. So now the strategy is here. So this is what happened in all my test games. This is how the game is rocked. So we'll see how it goes from here. Oh, but yeah, so next turn, yeah, what's gonna have to happen next turn is I'm gonna have to use Nest Ball, find Celebi, hopefully land some Timer Balls. We're gonna do that first, of course. And then we're gonna try to get second Raichu and Rhyperior, I think. And then we can use this to get us some Cynthias into our hand again. Cynthia and Liza, actually. So we'll see what happens. He's probably just going to Guzma here. If he Guzmas and gets my Ditto, that's going to be pretty annoying. But I think he's actually going to get Pikachu instead, because Pikachu can become Raichu. So let's see if he has a Guzma in hand. He has the Escape Rope. So luckily we're burning that. Luckily that's being burnt. We have to give him Rhyhorn, I think. That's a little bit unfortunate. But we have to land heads. If we can land at least 1 heads here, we'll be okay. Because all we need to do is get Raichu right now. Of course, he has access to Guzma, but if we can just land 1 heads, we'll be okay. Timer Ball, do your magic, my dude. I need you to do your magic. Just 1 heads, Timer Ball. I know you always do double tails, but do me a favor this one time. Double heads. Oh, you know, all you gotta do is ask nicely. Now, do I grab Herdier? No, because we're playing Tate and Liza, and we're also going to be playing Delcatty this turn, so let's not grab Herdier. Yeah, alright. Let's Nest Ball for Celebi. Not you. That'd be a problem. You are not what I need right now. Fighting Energy. And yeah, let's just go ahead and start the combo. Alright, we do this. Yes. We all evolve to Rhyperior. And we'll mill the top 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, we grab Vikavolt, so that could be good. Let's use Tate and Liza before I do the thing. And we switch. Boom. Makes me kind of want to keep Tate and Liza now because that combo was only possible with her. All right, we'll go ahead and grab ourselves some supporters. And now we just put all these dudes back into my hand. And since he's paralyzed, once he has to find the other escape rope that he might play. If he finds the other escape rope, then the strategy is now just busted. But I don't think he plays more than 1 escape rope. I think the rest of this is just going to be Guzma. But yeah, we get to put all these boys back into our hand, and we get to reuse them all later. Now we have the Cynthia, but luckily, as long as we have one of them evolving the Raichu, we can constantly reuse the strategy. But now we have that extra Pikachu down, which is awkward, but it's fine. It is a-okay. It had to have happened. We can always super scoop up a Pikachu if we need to. if we find a super scoop up, of course. And now we're gonna try to find Herdier. There's no point in playing down Delcatty, but we can evolve into Raichu, Rhyperior, and then Cynthia, and try to find ourselves another good card, another good boy. Let's see what he has here. He's probably gonna find Lele for Guzma. Yeah. So we're just gonna force him to burn Guzmas here. He might just knock out Ditto because what's the point in knocking out a Pikachu at this point? He could also knock out Rhyperior if he finds that to be the threat. That's a definite option, and that's why I hate that my Rhyhorn got knocked out. But if we can find ourselves a Rescue Stretcher, then we can shuffle the whole line back in. So the goal now is to try to get as many Rhydons down as possible. I was playing a 3-3-3 line at first because of how important Rhydon is, but I had to make cuts for all these other cool things. He's playing Steven's Resolve, so he's not getting Guzma this turn. But this is good for him because he can get those items he might need. It's a shame I don't have Judge, because I would love to have judged him right here. Because at this point in the game, we're good. We don't need to do anything but disrupt every turn. So, like, if we can top deck Judge, I'm definitely playing that. But if not, then we don't. And that's all there is to it. Alright, so let's see if we can mill him out. That is now the game plan. This is going to be a nice long match. So get your popcorn. Oh, man, we even have another one. Yes, sir. Choice Band, the other Vikavolt too. Ooh, that's gonna be really bad if he doesn't have another one. I guess it doesn't matter, to be honest, if he has another one or not. Yeah, I guess we just Cynthia here. I really hope he doesn't play like Pocket Switch. That'd be really bad. Let's get Rhyhorn. Oh, we don't have Rhyhorn though, so we can't grab it. It's in the discard pile. Alright, let's Timer Ball, see if I can land a Herdier. Alright, we got 2 heads. Wow, this is something else right now. This never happens. I'm gonna grab Lycanroc. Let me see what I have with Nest Ball. All I can grab with Nest Ball is Lillipup right now. I guess I will grab that then. What does this do for me? I should have grabbed Delcatty. I have Judge in hand though, which is why I didn't want to do that. Alright, Lillipup, get down. You get played. Let's grab me a Crushing Hammer. We just want to force him to get energies out of the deck to win. So Crushing Hammer means if we can land it, we can disrupt the energy off of the Tapu Bulu. We did not land it. That is unfortunate. But here we are, just using Time Distortion. Alright, back in my hand, boys. Get back into the army. Luckily, we can play all 3 of these down and then use our Judge, which means we can use the most out of our hand before we can play Judge here. We can even evolve this one and keep this around for a Delcatty if we need to. But hopefully, I'm just praying to the gods right now, he does not have the boy. Like, oh, we don't even have Rhydon. Rhydon's prize, so we're gonna have to try to find Gladion at some point to find another Rhydon. But because Rhydon, we could have evolved this. Oh, he has Tate and Liza. That's bad because now he can take a knockout on our Celebi. So Celebi no longer being able to pull off the strat. A little bit unfortunate, but this is where the super scoop ups come into play, so we're going to try to abuse those. I am not going to be using Herdier anymore, unless it's to use super scoop ups now, or if I can get a second one down, that'd be pretty good too. But like I said, we have the emergency super scoop ups for this exact reason. I'm not too worried about it. And we have energy disruption too, which forces him to attach energies from the deck as well. So we have options here. It's just now that we have things that we can't really abuse too easily anymore. But I think we're gonna have to make this active because we have a second Herdier in the deck, so I think we'll be all right. All right, Celebi, you were fun while it lasted. Oh, there's Stretcher. Stretcher gets us Rhyhorn back, but we don't have Rhydon, so that feels kind of pointless right now. Let's go ahead and do the things first. I'm gonna use this turn to Lycanroc up Vikavolt, I think. He's gonna eventually run out of energies. If I can Lycanroc Vikavolt and EVOShock it, he might have another Guzma in hand, though that's the problem. So I mean, if he has Guzma, he can knock out Lycanroc, and that puts us pretty behind. So I'm actually not gonna do that. Actually, I can do that because I can just judge him, right? Let me do that actually. So I'm gonna judge him, and hopefully he doesn't have the cards he needs in his hand. Plus, he already has a Lele played down too. It sucks that I'm playing Judge though, because that means I have a lower chance of finding the cards I need. So I'm actually gonna play my Stretcher now to get a Rhyhorn down, because it's one less card in my deck, and I can always find Gladion. Let me play Nestball too. Burn that. Just trying to burn cards right now. And this is Judge here. Oh, I could have played Herdier down too. That was a misplay. No Super Scoop Up, unfortunately. But we do have access to Delcatty, which will give us nothing because we don't have a thing down. Never mind. Great Ball Burn. Crushing Hammer. Force him to use Vicable if we can. No, we can't. And I'll just pass. Now, how many cards has he lost so far? It doesn't look like he's lost any Guzmas. No, he's lost one Guzma. These are the problem, right? These people are doing really well at preserving their cards. And there goes Lycanroc. Dang it. That's why I didn't want to evolve into Lycanroc right there. That's what I was afraid of the most. Oh, because now we lost Ditto. So no more Delcatty this game, unfortunately. I was going to try to use Lycanroc to take a knockout too, but unfortunate. That did not happen. So let's see if we can stop him from taking 2 more prizes before problems arise. We don't have any more basics, so just grab Lillipup, I guess. And Liza. Yeah, but this is what, like I said, guys, it's these, a lot of decks, oh my god, we're actually gonna lose. Like, we're actually gonna lose hard. I don't think we can win anymore. We have to get extremely lucky. No, there's nothing we can do. We lose. Yeah, unfortunate. This is why I want to play 4 Scoop Ups, by the way, guys. This for this exact reason. But a lot of decks don't play Switch. I mean, like, there's a few that do, but not very many of them that are like super successful. So that's the kind of things I don't expect to happen. So I mean, it's the weakness of the deck. What can you do about it? But we have to figure out. Oh wait a minute, we have to put Zepstrike in here now. Yeah, let's do that real quick. Yeah, let's cut 1 Tate and Liza. Oh, you know what the cool thing is? We can actually cut 1 Tate and Liza just for 1 Zepstrika, and then we can just devolve our Ditto the turn that we're not using Zepstrika. Now the question is though, I'm trying to think of what other cards I can cut that could help us a lot. Obviously, I don't want them to be draw spoilers because we've already had a hard time with that. We're going to dig a little bit deeper. So we're going to test Zepstrika too. I'm also going to play Blitzel, I think. Maybe we just play 3 Crushing Hammers and just try to abuse Herdier. We'll do that. We'll play 1 Blitzel and we'll see if we can pull this off, right? If we can pull it off, that's great. If not, then we know that strategy doesn't work. This is more of a fun video, so we can at least have a little bit of fun here. I'm trying to relax. That game, I'm very happy. Like, even though we lost that last game, it wasn't a frustrating game, at least. At least it was a real game, right? All right, so let's see if we can do some shenanigans. I also don't have much time to record this video because I have to go out again after this. But I guess we'll be back when we find a game. Oh man, this is tiring. There we go. Alright guys, we found a game. I'm yawning. I'm tired. Grass, Psychic, Colorless. Don't know what this is. Besides, you know, Night March. So Lost March, I mean. So we're playing against Lost March. Can we beat Lost March? If we disrupt their energies, we can, because they don't have that many energies in the deck, so hopefully we can go first too, because Lost March going first is kind of problematic for us. Hey, Jumpfin. my dude, Jumpfin, Mr. Jumpfin. How you doing, Professor Jumpfin? Sir Jumpfin, would you mind calling the flip? Oh, nice, we're going first. Thank you, Jumpfin. Tails never fails, on my side at least. Except it does a lot. No basics, bro. Okay, so what's our basic count? Now we have Blitzel, we have Ditto, we have all the one-ofs. The Blitzel, Ditto. Are those? I'm pretty sure there's more one-offs, and there's Celebi, of course. And we have 2 Herdiers, or 2 Lillipups, and 2 Pikachus. And I feel like there's more, but I'm probably wrong. So this hand's pretty good. We're gonna have to burn a lot of cards, but we actually got turn 1 Lily, which is nice, and we have a Judge too, so that's gonna be pretty handy. I'm not gonna use the thing right away. I know these decks don't play many Guzmas, so I'm honestly considering getting Celebi down now. But we should get Ditto. So, oh yeah, we have 2 Rhyhorns too. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have something prized. I don't know what it is though. No, we have something prized though. 9 basics. Maybe we don't have anything priced. Whatever. Let's grab Ditto. The free retreat option is here if we do that, but then we're running pretty low on energies. But I mean, we are playing a few for this exact reason, so we'll just go for it. I want to draw as much as I can and apparently get nothing useful. Wow, that's painful. We are playing 10 ball search cards, so it's a little bit unfortunate. We're probably gonna have to judge turn too, but if we judge, what are we gonna do after that? I didn't get a Pikachu. That's, I mean, I got Ditto because Ditto is like the versatility that I want. We have a lot of spores in our hands, so if he lands this Trumbeak, I guess I don't care too much. I didn't land it. So we know we're not top decking a spore, which is good. That's one less problem. Do we judge? I think we have to judge. We have to judge and hope. If we get Blitzel, that could be good. Because if we're gonna judge, and it'd be nice if we had Blitzel to go with it. Oh, excuse me, guys. Whew. Alright, so let's see if we can have a successful judge here. If he has, I mean, the problem is that like none of his Pokemon are really stallable, because if he plays DCEs, he can just attach them to retreat. So something to keep in mind, but he doesn't play Lost Splendor, so that's kind of rough for us, because that means it's harder to judge. Oh, he got rid of a Guzma and an Energy, so that's 2 cards that are pretty good in this matchup, so I'm glad he got rid of those. Oh, we got Blitzel. So we're not going to be using Zubstrika this turn. I really want to judge. I think I want to Team Skullgrunt instead. At least this turn, right? So if he has more energies in hand, which he just might have. Team Skullgrunt, come on. Yeah, I knew. Like the way he was playing, I just knew he was holding on to an energy. So now he's in like top deck mode, trying to find an energy now. So that's really good for us. Yeah, we'll just pass now. He can get like 2 Skip Blooms and whatever else he wants to get, but now we know that he can't attack this turn, so that's really good. So Team Skullgrunt pulling through there, and now we can judge next turn. It's just that if he does somehow, like if he did just top deck a DC, which is by the way absolutely wild if he did, or like another grass energy. So, oh, he just top decked a Rangaroo. Oh, so every time you disrupt your opponent, they're always gonna top deck something useful. It just is what it is there. Rangaroo is kind of annoying. Hopefully he doesn't get lucky off the Oranguru. He is playing a supporter for the turn, so he can't like find a draw supporter. All he can do here is find his Skip Blooms, evolve into Jumpluff. He didn't want to grab a 3rd Pokemon, which is, it makes sense, obviously. He wants to draw off his Oranguru, but hopefully he just whiffs. That'd be ideal, right? I mean, he has to find DC. He has 3 more left in the deck at most, so if he finds it off of a draw to 2 after top decking an Oranguru, just know that I'm going to be upset, and that's okay. That is okay. Whew, I'm gonna be mad though. I'm gonna be fuming. Is it time to fume? Is it time to fume? I feel like every time oh, he's playing Marsha. Oh dude, I was gonna play Judge, so this works out quite nicely. Please do not find it though. Zubstrika, yes. Rhydon is okay too, I guess. See, I don't want to lose this Delcatty, that's the problem. But if I'm gonna play Zubstrika anyways, I guess it doesn't matter too much. Let me grab, I guess it does matter, right? I can't really afford to Zubstrika this turn, so I'm not going to play Zubstrika this turn. I'm going to grab Rhyhorn though. Maybe I won't actually. So I'm going to grab Lily this turn anyways. Well then, I'm going to have a lot of cards though. But the chances of me using Celebi this turn are pretty low, so I'm actually going to, oh wait a minute, I was supposed to grab Pikachu. Actually this is fine. This will be fine. I think this will be fine. We're going to draw cards. That's the point. We're just drawing cards this turn. That's what matters. Let's grab Lily. Can I just grab 1? No, I have to grab 2. Slightly unfortunate, but I know he has no energies in hand, so we'll go ahead and just Lily here. And I'm going to hold on to this hand, actually, because we have Rhyperior now, too. I really, really want to Pikachu, but if I grab Pikachu, I can't play... Ugh. Yeah, if I grab Pikachu, I can't play Celebi. Ugh, don't like the way that sounds. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that actually. Yeah, we just have to pass here, I think. Maybe I should have grabbed Pikachu, just get out of my deck, and then just waited until he took a knockout and then played it down. That was probably better. I'm just kind of worried. I like to keep my hand size relatively low because of Lily. Because if I top deck a Lily, because I am playing 4 in the deck, it would be nice. Let's see what happens off of this. Because we're probably going to have to play Team Skullgrunt next turn. Although getting rid of only one... Oh, please don't be... Okay. Well, we know it's not support, so it's actually kind of bad. Now that I think about it. There's a DC, so hopefully we can land this Crushing Hammer. Yeah, I definitely should have made that play, though. That was kind of silly on my part, I'm not going to lie. So this is my only other Lily pup, so I got to be careful here. But I think that's the card we give up. There's no Pikachu. We can't shock him this turn. Oh, that was a huge misplay on my part, actually. Why did I do that? That was stupid. Whatever. Oh, we got Herdier. What does Herdier do for me? Herdier lets me try to land this Crushing Hammer again. That's what it does. Alright, we landed it. Alright, that's number 1. What else does Herdier do? Herdier lets me grab back Nest Ball. Alright, so we have Stretcher in the deck. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to use Striker this turn. So if I can grab... No, it doesn't matter because I need Pikachu down this turn. Just grab Nest Ball and grab Pikachu. And then I think I'm going to hold on to my hand again. Because we have Zebstrika, I can evolve into Rhyperior. I don't have to worry about playing Stretcher. And let's see if we can get rid of more energies. Nope, but what does he have in his hand? Oh, he has Netball. Oh, that means he has another energy next turn. But it's not a DC, so he's going to have a harder time switching because he has no Guzmas in hand, and he doesn't really have enough playable cards to try to get a Guzma. So unless he top decks it, we should be safe. Alright. So next turn... Okay, I'm going to put down Celebi this turn because unless he top decks a Guzma, keep that in mind because he can't play down his hand below 3. Unless he top decks a Guzma, he has absolutely no way at all to Guzma me because he's gonna play Cynthia. Just want to make that very clear. He can't even find Ultra Ball and get enough cards to play Rangoon this turn. He just can't. So he top decks a DCE. Oh wow, okay. My opponent is good. He top deck a Rangaroo one time, and then I feel like when you play Team Skullgrunt, it just gives your opponent can just choose what they top deck next. I feel like that's just like the text of the card that I'm not understanding. Like I haven't read that text, but I'm pretty sure that's what it says. Oh, we top deck Switch, of course we did. Alright, Rhyperior, let's start milling. Be my buddy. Be my guest, put my service to the test. I'm glad we top deck a card we can't play though, because that means I don't know if they fixed Zebstrika yet. I'm pretty sure they have. Ooh, Judge is good here. We need to find energy. Can we find Raichu? We did not find Raichu. Do we even have Raichu in the deck? I really hope we do, because that'd be kind of awkward if we don't. Do I play the Scoop Up this turn? Because if I can't paralyze him, that's going to be really bad. Put this back into my hand. I really need you to be paralyzed this turn, dude. Like, I have Timer Balls in the deck still, and oh, thank God. Alright, so what's gonna happen is I'm gonna paralyze him now because if I pull up the Raichu, I guess it doesn't matter because he's gonna be able to Guzma regardless. But it does matter in the sense that like we definitely need to stop him from attacking me this turn. There's no point in using Counter Gain right now, is what I'm trying to say. We can use it next turn though. Because we have Plumeria, so we might just Plumeria and then Zebstrika. I think that's what we'll do because I want to get rid of his DCs. Because how many energies does he have left? He's lost 2 DCs. This will be his 3rd one. Okay. So we're just on the road to decking him out. We didn't find an energy, unfortunately, so we don't get a chance to abuse all of our cards. But if we can find another Raichu, that'd be pretty nice. He's playing Elm. Elm for nothing, I'm assuming. Unless he's on a Lost Mixer this turn. And he can grab like Hop Up, Skip them. That's an option. He's gonna grab one Hop Up, so he must have like he must have one Pokemon in his hand already. So he can Lost Mixer here, and then oh no, never mind. I need an energy. I need it now. I need an energy, and I need it now. Right, we did find ourselves a Raichu. All right. So how many Crushing Hammers do we have left? We still have 2 more left. So I'm gonna do this now just to thin my hand down. Pull up Orenguru. Yeah. So that requires a DC to retreat at least. We can paralyze it so he can't even find a DC if he wants to. Yeah, so I like to get my opponent paralyzed. And I think we just Lily here, because I just want to draw as much as I can. I mean, I'm going to find Crushing Hammer at some point, right? That's a dream. This hand's pretty okay. It's not like super necessary, so I think I'm going to just Zip Strike it away. I have to be careful not to deck myself out before I deck out my opponent though, but I need to find an energy. Like, that's so important to find an energy. We have them in the deck, so alright, let's do it. Because we have Judge, and if we find energy, then we can start cycling, right? I have to make sure I have the other Rhyhorn in the deck too. I know it's on a discard pile. Come on, game! Give me my energy, please. Come on. I just want an energy card so I can actually pull off my strategy. He's gonna get a knockout next turn, and I can't even do anything about it now. Except for hope for the best. Like, that's all I can do. I have to hope this Oranguru stays active. I needed an energy that turn. It was so... You know, when I played 6, I found one every single turn. I found one every time I needed it. Now I'm only playing 5 and I don't find them ever. Oh, it's so painful. That's so bad. Oh, boy. All right. Okay. So, Chance Ball. We have to find energy. And if we find an energy, we can potentially win. But he can't attach a DCE and a grass, right? So he would have to Guzma still. So we're still okay. Hopefully our Rhyperior is in the deck, because we've lost Gladion already, haven't we? No, we haven't actually. All right, time distortion. 1. So the cool thing about this is that we can constantly put cards back in our hand using Herdier and Delcatty, which I believe are... The Herdier's in the discard pile, at least I know that much. But everything else is in our deck still. So, and we can constantly put cards back into our hand to judge, so we can cycle. We have a good chance to cycle here into what we need. So we're okay as far as that goes. Nice. All right, cool. So we won that game. Oh man, that was rough though. I mean, I found the Celebi early because I was like, oh, we haven't really played any energies yet, so we'll be okay. We only got to show off the strategy for 1 turn. My God, I don't want to like record anything else though. This is a 50-minute video already. Well, I might do. Let me know if you guys want to see another video with this deck. Because if you do, I will record it. But I don't think I'm going to record an hour and a half of just disruption. We did a pretty good job like dealing with one of the quote-unquote best decks in format right now, just because a lot of people are doing well with the deck. So I think we're going to end it there. I think the deck's pretty cool. The Zebstrika helped a lot. We were able to cycle through our deck. And because we have so many ways to put both Pokemon back into our hand, supporters back into our hand, and items back into our hand, I don't think we have to worry about decking ourselves out, because we can just put back cards and just never have to worry about them. As far as everything else goes though, like, we're good. I think we're good. I mean, you could play Enhanced Hammer. I'm not playing Enhanced Hammer because I don't feel the need to. Usually I can just cycle my Crushing Hammers and land them. I'm trying to think right now, like, what can we do? I'm trying to think of what we can cut. Like, let me know in the comment. Oh, how about this? We'll start a discussion about this in the comments down below. Let me know what 2 cards you would cut to play 2 more Super Scoops, because we're gonna have games like we had with that Bulu game where they're going to knock out our Celebi. Our Celebi is not always gonna be safe, even though, as you can see, because they have to Guzma almost every single time to get out of paralysis, they're not going to be targeting our Celebi because our Celebi is going to be in the active. But let's just say that doesn't happen, right? What do you guys think will happen? What do you think we should take out to add 2 more Super Scoop-Ups so we're not ever in those really rough situations? Super Scoop-Ups are insta-play cards almost all the time, so you can play them down to help you draw more with Lily. Obviously, you can see we have to play a Draw Spore engine in this deck. We can't play Steven. Now, I guess if you wanted to, you can play Steven for those early game things, and that would help you be more consistent. But keep in mind that the turn you Steven, you can't use your Celebi's attack, and that's kind of like the focus of the deck. So I personally don't think you should play Steven, but I can understand you wanting to play Steven over like Lilies altogether. That might be a pretty decent idea, because then you could just use Delcatty to put back in your Cynthia's, and then you can just spam your Stevens early game, stuff like, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Give it a try, play it on the ladder. Let me know what strategies you think ended up working out pretty well for this strategy. I'm actually really interested. I love having these conversations about these decks. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. I need to get out of here because I've been recording for 3 hours and just things have been really rough or really good or really bad. It's, you know how it is. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.